Here comes them black nerds. Sloan's on.
Monsters are destroying the culture. We need the Black Nerd Podcast now. I don't care where they are, beam them here and now.
Nerds! Here comes them black nerds. Zones on with big words. Cake slap makes us all smile. Dave's little songs every time you look wild. Veins kinda like a mastermind. This one shows up every single time. Yeah. How was your night gonna bring the fight? Case this is Black Nerd Podcast, winning all the fights.
Yep, here we go.
Superman. The most powerful being on planet Earth.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time. It's 10:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here in Baltimore City. It is your boy JS1 Supply, and I've got my guy, my business partner and close friend, Fame here. And
buddy, good to be with you again.
We've literally just left the movie theater, and I've driven across town and gotten in front of the computer right here for you. You know what I'm saying? To give you the real review of what we just Superman 2025. Like, all right, do we need to play our predictions over again? Is this something, or you know, I mean, because I don't want to go straight into it. We recorded last night, and in our recordings, each one of us have had our predictions. So let's see. Somebody said their predictions was going to be 4 buckets. Let's see who said this.
4 popcorn buckets. I'm going to say that this story is going to come together beautifully.
I just want everybody to look at the face. Just look at the face on the left. Look at the face on the left. Let's continue.
And everything's going to make sense. At least drawing into why we're going to see why they're bringing all these characters in. I think the synopsis. Yeah, 4. I'm going to give 4.
4 is really, really great, bro. 4 is not okay. 3 is okay. 4 is like, this is a great movie.
I think it's going to be great in my mind. I think James is going to make this movie. I know y'all just watch me dish and rag all over James and the movie, but I believe he'll be able to pull off tying this story in the right way because he has the content. I know all the supporting cast members. I didn't know there was a Supergirl movie coming out next year. So I can, in my mind, as a director, I think I know where the story is going to go.
The Indie Show, all things indie podcast.
Well, obviously we're not a part of the indie podcast, but I wanted that to play. And then there was another one. Let's get this is going to get three popcorns out of me. I feel like this is going to be a rental. That's my prediction. It's all rental all day. And it's only a rental because it's a superhero movie that people could just put the TV on and you
3
can
out
just
of 10 or 3 out of 5 popcorn buckets.
3 out of 5.
All right.
That's where I'm leaving. I'm not going to say it's going to be horrible, but it's definitely not going to be legendary, life changing. Oh my God, it's redefines. DC.
I'm gonna wish for the best.
Hey, it's the Black Nerds Podcast. There you go. All right. So, sir, you've seen the film. We Are Here Together. Lights, camera, action. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first? How you want to do this? Because I want to be fair to
take
you.
The floor. At least you play my intro. You take the floor, and then I can come back and defend myself.
Because I want to be fair to you. You know, I don't want you to feel like I'm putting words in your mouth.
You talk about the movie. I already got my notes on the movie. Take the floor.
Man, that was what you, ladies and gentlemen, whoever sees this, the 20 of you guys that might click on this, and shout out to y'all for clicking on it. I want to like y'all to go back. That's actually a 20-minute. It was a 20-minute kind of prediction, and I laid out in some great detail everything that I felt like the film was going to be. I felt like it was going to have some comedy. I felt like you were going to throw in too many superheroes, meaning that there's too many things you got to explain, too many things you got to keep up with. I said that this goddamn dog was going to be annoying. It's just cute to sell toys, that the dog would have really nothing to do. I said quite a few things. And I'm here to tell you that everything that I predicted fucking happened. And I would even like to go even further and say this is the reason why I think Movies in Review broke up. You know what I'm saying? Because I be knowing shit. I be coming in, I be laying it out, and I don't feel like niggas could stand the greatness. I really felt like people came in and just was half cocking it and didn't really know what they was doing. And I just had to set people straight. So anyway, let me get off my high horse. You know what I'm saying? Pretty tall horse at this particular point. I will say the guy that plays Superman, loved him. I think he killed it. I think he did a phenomenal job playing Superman. Who else? I definitely felt like pretty much the casting was dead on perfect. The dude they had to play Luthor, think he killed it. Dead on. Great job. The guy that played Mr. Terrific, I felt like they got that good. The Green Lantern guy, I think they got that good. I have just really enjoyed the acting. You know, the cinematography is phenomenal. The effects, phenomenal. Like, man, to be able to exist in 2025, seeing how, you know, film has evolved over the years. Mm-hmm. Beautiful experience. One thing that I feel like this film it wasn't as dark. Obviously, we're out of the dark ages of DC, and now color is a part of filmmaking for DC now. I thought that was really cool. I think that there are so many elements of the story that were done very well. Let's just say, I like the fact that we didn't get the whole, let's start from the very, very beginning. So for those, I'm trying to make this spoiler free. So thank God we didn't go all the way back to the beginning. There was no, you know, kid in the manger and let's send Jesus into the space chariot across the universe into the loving arms of, you know, some family. And then you got to watch them grow up. I love the fact that they got right to it. I was a few minutes late getting into the theater, but like when I came in, it's action. We going for it. You know what I'm saying? And everything has to do with the overarching story. I also love the fact that, you know, there was plenty of action. However, there was some very smart dialogue. I really felt like they did a great job with modernizing Superman, putting Superman into a modern world that is not as cookie cutter, that has social media, that has, you know, like the talking heads, and how a being of this type would not be just universally accepted. Like there would be complications. I enjoyed him having to deal with the real world, which is something that was never a part of the Superman canon in the past. I think us humans were just either cannon fodder or just things that he was protecting. Like we were his little toys that he kept in a gilded cage. You know, you really have to deal with Superman and having to exist in and be a part of this real world. The bad guy is doing bad guy stuff. The bad guy was really a bad guy. Like the bad guy really was smart, really was putting it down. He was really spending money on some devious, crazy stuff. Highly impressed with the bad guy. you know, what else can I say positive? I'm trying to steep this in positives before I tank this goddamn film. So like, even at the end, the way they introduced, you know, some of the next, you know, characters, I thought that was a cool idea. It wasn't like some big moment. It really was kind of funny. It broke up a really corny moment, and then they kind of went into something. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. Like I was like, all right, I'm not mad at the way that was done. So that's about as much as I can muster with the highs. The lows are.
Hold on, let me go here on my highs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that'd be more fitting. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be more fitting. So
Have
first,
fun.
the part that he missed, that little 10 minutes, I think that was perfect. It was just the opening text crawl screen, so it felt like the classic Star Wars opening. You get a battlefield, and you get the words on screen. There's no cookie cutter. It's letting you know exactly where you are. It's letting you know about the character that's at play. We're not doing spoilers here. It's letting you know exactly it world built right then and there. The trailer already, when you already know what you're going to go see when you see Superman, if you've seen the trailer already. So that is the introduction. It just lets you know exactly who the players are, what's been happening for 300 years, what's been happening for the past 3 years, what's been happening for the past 3 hours, and what just happened 3 minutes before you just sat into your seat in the theaters. And that's where the story picks up. Now, my highs on it is Gunn did he did what he could. I enjoyed the film more than what I thought I was going to. I am a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, 1, 2, and 3. They're cool. They're not in my top 50 movies, but I enjoy them for what they are. I like the cast of characters, and I love the actors that did their job playing those characters. So, boom. This movie, though. Oh, and I might as well talk about Peacekeeper, too, and Suicide Squad. So, he did a good job on those movies, and they are, so this gets me here. So, those movies and the TV show, let's go here, right? He was Tarantino in those. And this Gunn was more like Tarantino when he directed those films. This was really restrained. It felt like more Spielberg. It felt like, all right, the studio had some say in a lot of things. Gunn did a great job on telling the overall story. I think it's beautifully done. I think there's not too many flaws when I finally get to the negatives. But this felt like a Civil War movie with sci-fi pieces in it. So it felt real human. It felt real grounded. Superman didn't actually feel like an alien from a different planet. They was telling the story from his human side like they always do. That's something that we all know already. That's just to be expected. Gunn he does sneak his style in, and I would say the biggest evolution. Oh, we're not doing that. The biggest evolution is how corny a lot of this movie gets. All right. My favorite scene in this movie made my hair stand up, Jay. And it might be corny to everybody else, but my favorite scene in the movie is when the kids hold up the Superman flag. No spoiler there, but that's probably my favorite emotional, on beat scene out of the whole entire movie. I thought about it all the way home. I was like, what is my favorite piece that came from out of this? Like, what out of the whole entire movie? The only thing that I really, really made my skin, like, the hair stand up was that scene. Other than that, we get what we get. I'll let you go because anything else I'm gonna say is gonna be a spoiler. I'm not really good at this now that I think about it. So go ahead.
So this is where the lows come in. My esteemed, co-host and partner here has said nice things, but the script was great for the first 45 minutes. Like, really great. Really, really was like, I was very amazed, and I was really excited. Like, yo, you know, are we really stepping into a new? You know, I'm thinking, bro, this guy is really breaking new ground. And then the joint quickly falls backwards into mediocrity. My nephew said it when we walked out of the theater. He said, Uncle Maul, he said, yo, he was like, Superman's a pussy. And I was just like, damn. And he said this before he went to the theater. Let me tell you guys. He said, Uncle Maul, I don't like Superman. I said, why you don't like Superman, nephew? He's like, I don't like Superman because he a pussy. Superman is supposed to be so strong. When is he strong? Like, but I'm like, yo, but if you read the comic book, he was like, I don't read the comic books. He was like, I watched the movie. And he was like, when you've seen him in Man of Steel, all right, he does some stuff, but like to regular people, yeah, of course, he's the man. But when it comes down to the big threats, if he's that guy, when is he going to show that he's that guy? He spends so much time being goofy. He getting his butt whooped. He get knocked all around, and then he'll pull it out, you know, just squeezing it out at the end, you know, and then that's it. And I was just like, well, I said, I have to kind of agree. I said, hopefully this movie will remedy that. Nada. This movie, and I said this in the pre-thing, is that you bringing in too many superheroes. And Superman doesn't have the ability to dominate his own film. We don't get to see him in all of his glory. Let us remember, Fame and I are grown men. We've seen 3 to 4 different variations of Superman, and we read the comic books. So for us, our perception of Superman doesn't really change because we know from the comic books to film, you know, how great he can be. But let's remember, this Superman is the introduction to the young generation, the 12-year-olds, the 15-year-olds, the early 20-year-olds who probably looked at this Man of Steel and was like, you know, all right, cool. So just think about how the perception of this Superman. This guy needed people every step of the way. He was not able every step of the way. There was one monster where like he's like, oh, we got to do something. We got to get him out of here. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you telling them that? Just pick him up and throw him. Because that's what Superman is. Superman is Superman. Like, yo, you knock him. Like that was the one fight scene. It was an early on fight scene. It was a monster big as hell. It was a huge monster that they sent out to be a distraction. I'm thinking, why is this a distraction? Just uppercut him. Uppercut him. Wow. The joint goes flying into space. And then they tried to explain it away at the end of the scene why he didn't do that. And I was like, oh God, whatever. So instead of a film where we're reintroducing the most powerful character in the DC universe, not only is he the most powerful in like physical power, he's also the most powerful in symbolism. So, yo, I feel like James Gunn spent a lot of time like, oh, let's not make him like Jesus. Like, how can we erase the Jesus thing off of him and make him seem like regular, but he can still be Superman? But it's like, bruh, what you're doing is you're also erasing a part of the essence of who he is and why he's supposed to be a leader. He's just some dude. It's like in his movie, he's just some dude that people don't pay attention to. That's never how Superman was. Superman was never somebody you could ignore. You can't ignore Superman. Like, they were really just kind of like, nigga, whatever. Like, they were playing him like he's annoying. Is this? I'm like, what? Like, this is wild. So at the end of the day, yeah, there was some beautiful scenery and a bunch of great scenes. You end up having at the end of the movie, you know, this guy, because he ain't Superman no more. He's just some guy with some powers who's being goofy, and his house is now just a place everybody come to. Like, it's just niggas just pulling up on Superman crib like it's nothing. That was never something people could do. I don't care who, whether it was a relative or not. It was not a just anybody come slide up in. Like, yo, we just kicking it around here. Like, I feel like in his attempt to try to create a new universe and to humanize the character, he tarnished a really important piece of what makes Superman great. That's all I'm gonna say for this point. And Fame, take it away.
You giving that pussy too much credit.
Yo, you bugging right now. You bugging right now because you know I'm right. But go ahead.
You talking about Superman like he's sure enough high up on a prostitution ring. You know that pussy trash. I'm gonna just keep it at that. I didn't think this is kid friendly, so I ain't even going. This is all gloves off right here. Okay, I'm going to trash this guy right now. All right, this is the Boy Scout. All right, this is why I'm a Bruce Wayne Batman fan. I don't care what nobody out there in the universe got to say. But this guy, nah, bro, you got to cut it out, man. James Gunn only could do what he could do with the Boy Scout. He could have tried to go somewhere else with him, but it's under Warner, brother. You're not going to take the Boy Scout and do something crazy with him. I know exactly why he got pigeonholed into Steven Spielberg and not he couldn't be Tarantino. Like he could. No, ain't nobody ever going to get away with making a Boy Scout super powerful. Nobody. They don't even do that when they write that guy in the comics. There is no full-fledged Superman comic book out there. Fan fiction that somebody else written, but nothing on the streets, nothing you'll ever see about the Boy Scout, the Caucasian bandit, ever going out his way and doing something that's going to break the chains and just let him be full-blown powerful. Never's going to happen. So hopefully now when we saying that, somebody see it and they'll do it.
Except for the cartoon films.
Even the cartoon films, that man don't go full-blown savage.
Stop it, buddy.
He don't. That boy probably punched somebody tooth out. And that is much. As much as that boy ever did. I
will give you the exact film where he does that. The one where he's not regular Superman. He's Russian Superman, or like, you know, he's the joint and he's fucking niggas up. He's turned the whole
Russian Superman. He just gave y'all a Russian Superman. Don't even let that man get away with that in these comments. All right, don't even let him.
Oh my!
It's not even Superman no more. I'm talking about the Superman that grew up in America with two parents.
You're playing a character right now, and I understand, but I'm really trying to really do a review.
With you.
No.
Yeah. That's why you went and threw a Russian Superman that ain't no American kid going to read or watch. Come on,
it's a movie. What are you talking about? They did a whole movie about it. Like, what are we talking about?
And it don't even matter because we already know. And like anybody, ain't nobody watching that film, bro. Because Superman is just supposed to be the Boy Scout. Even if you made him serious, you wouldn't even want to see him serious because you know right after that movie and everything else you're going to see is that Boy Scout. Man, this movie did it. Every Superman movie do one thing. It has replayability. Even the one where they had the gay guy playing Superman. You can still play that on Thanksgiving. All Superman movies, they just those feel good, sit around movies. My biggest look at that crap. You can wait that. My biggest gripe with this film out of everything was like I enjoyed every single thing. Everything Jay said that he didn't like, I still got it. I understood the Boy Scout and what he had to do to get the way he was. But the one thing I really made me say, all right, I'm gonna give it 3.5 popcorn buckets. I had to take away half. When can no spoilers? It's when he's sitting at the table. It's when Superman is sitting at the table and he has a little photo frame thing going around him, and it makes me sick to my stomach that somebody in Warner Brothers office said, no, this is the final scene. Put these pictures around him. And I'm just like, when in God's green, what are these AI generated? How do we get these? That makes me, it's the only thing in the movie that completely pisses me off. I knew we was getting, 2026 Crypto's, how do I word this without spoiling it? I knew Crypto's owner was going to show up. I knew that. thanks to you, pointing it out yesterday. So yeah, man. Other than that, man, I'm gonna stop running my mouth now. That's my spill on Superman. 3.5 popcorn buckets. I don't think it's as bad because you know exactly who this guy is. You're not going to get anything that you don't already know. Even a 6-year-old kid. My nephew knows who Superman is.
Oh my God. So once again, instead of you having a straightforward conversation, you have to attack me for being honest about what's really going on. And just because Superman
They're manipulating the media.
Hold on. Just because Superman was given the nickname of a Boy Scout, that's not because he was a weak man. It's because he has a strong moral code. I did not say this that I wanted Superman to kill anybody, but you do not fuck around with Superman. Everybody know you ain't about to disrespect that man like he ain't that nigga. And I ain't talking about the moment where the dude threw a can in the back of his head. I'm not talking about that. But like in the movie, him needing Mr. Terrific for what? Or him needing the Green Lantern for what?
He was 3 years into Boy Scouting. He was 3 years in. The movie established that off the rip. He is not familiar with fighting a whole bunch of world threats. He's not familiar with partnering with other people. He is 3 years in, fresh out, just like Batman was. Robert Pattinson. All right. Well, so it gives you some fluff.
Okay. Now, if you had started your whole rant with
I did. I said I praised the movie. Remember, I said 300 years in, 3 hours before. I did. It was
but
there.
You didn't specify that in that moment because I wasn't there for that part. I came after that.
That's why I started that.
But
that's why I didn't want you to rag on the bad stuff until I told you what happened.
But you didn't specifically say that, Superman is only 3 years in to being Superman. So he does. This is an inexperienced. If you had said, this is an inexperienced Superman first stepping into the world, then I'd have been like, oh, okay, then cool. You know what? That would have changed my entire perspective on the film.
I thought I did that. I apologize. That's why in my brain, that's why I had stopped you and said, wait. Let me give you the good stuff because I know what you missed. And then I started it off with the 300 years and the 3 miles, 3 hours. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that didn't. That's not a good.
It didn't hit.
Yeah, that's not a good breakdown. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was horrible. Wait till you go back and watch this. You'll be like, oh, I didn't say shit. I totally got lost in my own, opening statement. But like with that being said, like I still feel like if he's still a rookie. Mm-hmm. There's still gonna be a moment where you see his raw power. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to establish I'm that guy. Even if I'm rookie status, there's got to be a moment where I lose a little control and I really set this thing on fire. But I'll let you rock with that. I'm gonna let you rock with that. I'm gonna let you rock. And guess what? Instead of me going 3 popcorns, I'm going to go right back with you, brother. I'm going to say 3.5. Just off of that little piece of information you gave me, 3.5. We can agree with that. You know what I mean?
And I can agree with that statement that they didn't establish how powerful he was at all in this movie.
Right.
There's not one scene where I would say, oh, that's Superman, because James didn't give him, anybody could have did what he did. Nope. Mr. Terrific sure proved it. So,
Mr. Terrific went crazy.
Amazing. I love when I see our fellow what did my aunt call them? The back of your skin. I love when we finally get to see our guys in action and they get treated with the proper respect that they deserve. Even though we know that somebody else in the movie is supposed to be 10 times more powerful than them, but it's still good to watch them dominate the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, like Guy, it was nice to see the Green Lantern character do what he did and him have fun with it. But I guess, you know what I'm saying, Green Lantern was used as comedy relief in this movie. Mr. Terrific is the only person that really kind of stepped up and like was doing some really amazing stuff. And then Superman, like, I mean, I get it. He's a young character. He doesn't really know how to do everything. But even if you young, there's going to be that moment where somebody get up under your skin, you lose it. And, you know, and I mean, that's happened in some other older Superman movies where like you push him past a certain point, he's going to step up and show you what the game is about. So, you know, and I think at the end of the day, if you were going to groom him to be an eventual leader, there should have been a moment where he steps into, you know what I mean? And he shouldn't have been treated the way he's like, and especially it's like characters in the movie are talking out of both sides of their mouth about Superman. Like, you can't be like, man, he's a threat and he's super powerful and he's the most powerful person. But man, fuck that nigga. I ain't listening to that nigga. It's like, wait, what? That don't even make sense. Like, it's like, that's crazy. You know, but anyway, we agree on 3.5. Yeah. I appreciate your perspective and the information. It was very helpful. What I will say is I definitely feel like people need to go see it. I feel like it's a great summertime movie.
Yeah. You want to see it in the theaters.
It's definitely funny to see James Gunn struggle with his style of filmmaking, but keep hey, it's kids. Mm-hmm.
You know, they pigeonholed him so bad, bro. None of the supporting cast members I felt any connection to besides Mr. Terrific being black and me just wanting to be there to support my fellow black man. Other than that, there were no, Lois didn't get anything. Luther didn't get anything. It like you literally just know. Only thing you go in there, you know exactly what you already know. This man has a hard on for Superman. He's going to do anything. He's going to kill any babies. He's going to do whatever he can to get this man out of his life.
There is zero character development in this film.
It just drops you in.
And you're just following along. And then there is some kind of random explanation for why certain things are what they are. But it doesn't make sense. And then I hate that. I don't want to keep ragging on Superman. I don't. I really hate that I'm doing this. But like, the dog got it off way more than he did. The dog goes crazy in this movie, and it's a useless character that really would not have. The film would have been better without him. But the dog gets it off. How do you make the dog?
Before you even move on forward, I have to interject right there and just say, what do you expect? A dog is always going to get it off raw. But yes, continue. Yes, the dog most definitely was the savage that he was supposed to be from the opening scene to the ending scene. Literally. This man had more cameo than any other next besides Luthor. It was Superman, Lex Luthor, and the dog. Like, they took up all the screen time.
And then exited gangster. Just he left with a girl. Like, I'm sorry. But like, yeah, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's a crazy thing.
Actually,
man.
He left with a girl to go back to a party. So
facts. Super facts. Living the life. All right. Well, we up out of here. Tell us what you think about the movie in the comments. If we right, if we wrong, it's totally cool with us. We love y'all anyway. It's no big deal. So we check y'all next time. We out of here. Where's the ending button at? Oh, there it is. Peace.
Here comes them black nerds. Sloan's on with big words. K-Slab makes us all smile. Jay's little stones every single time. Things kinda like a mastermind. While Jay gets one shows up every single time. Yeah. Powers unite, go to bring the fight. Cases, this Black Nerd podcast winning all the